time now.
What's up, dude? Sorry, I couldn't find a place to park. Glad you made it.
How's it going, everybody? This is my new to me 2004 Lexus GX470. Let's take a look at it. What's up? So a little bit of facts before we get into how I'm pretty stupid and what you need to look for before buying one of these beasts. The GX470 comes with a standard reliable old V8 4.7 liter. It is called the 2UZ-FE. Damn, that sounds bright. So the Lexus GX470, it weighs a little more than the 4th gen 4Runner, but it's based on the same Prado 120 chassis. Now you might be asking, what the heck is a Prado 120 chassis? Well, this chassis is basically the same as an FJ Cruiser, the 4Runner, and the Tacoma. So the GX470 chassis is not very far off of some very familiar off-roading vehicles that are known for off-roading. So a lot of the 4Runner and FJ aftermarket parts actually work on the GX470. But now, since people are realizing that these are pretty good off-roading vehicles, a lot of businesses have been getting into actually selling stuff for the GX470 specifically. And one of these businesses I actually bought from, called Apache Off-Road. They are really, really good people. They sent my stuff like really freaking quick. They were responsive like that. And I got the Dobinson's 2.5 inch lift with some HD springs in the back, since I'm planning on actually living out of this after college or whatever the heck happens. So a little bit more about this 2UZ-FE engine is actually the same as one of the options for the 4Runner, the 4.7 V8. They're not technically the same. Lexus advises that you do use premium fuel, but if you do use 87, it will recalibrate so it avoids knock, and that's what I do because I'm a cheap ass. One thing that really sucks though is that the timing belt on this thing needs replaced every 100,000 miles or less. It says that you could do it every 150, but I'd probably advise against that because this could grenade your whole engine. And the reason why I say it sucks changing the timing belt is because it's not some simple serpentine belt. You have to completely disassemble the engine. I haven't really looked up how to do it, but it takes a lot of work, and I might do it myself, but taking it somewhere to have other people do it for you, like a dealership, they will take a lot of your money. You hear that, old girl? You're getting 87, not 91. I'm sorry. So now that we know that the Lexus GX470 has a reliable engine as long as you are changing the timing belt and doing your regular maintenance, and that it also has the same chassis as an FJ and a 4Runner, there is some other things that could be wrong with the GX470, and that's where I kind of struck out when buying one. Hey, I was just kind of wondering what's going on with the new passenger side frame rail. Yeah, the frame rail, the thing that supports the whole body, it's like new.
No, I never noticed it actually.
Huh.
That's the reason why I replaced the rear side stock and rear brakes along with the same one.
So I'll be entering in some B-roll when I was working on this thing before, because I've already done a couple things to it. Come to find out after I buy it that the frame rails are completely different on each side. So the passenger side was actually effed with and was rebuilt basically. No idea who did the job, even the owner before me. I thought the owner had owned it for like, I think 7 years or something, because that's what the Carfax picture had in it, and it's clean title and everything too. But he actually only owned it for a year, and I found that out after I bought it. when I called him up and was asking him about the new frame rail. When I actually showed up to look at the car, I parked on the passenger side, of course, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, this frame looks really good because it's freaking brand new. So I didn't even really check around it that much, which was stupid of me. So I was just like, wow, that looks really good on that side. I don't think I really need to check anything else, but you need to check everywhere when you're buying these things, especially the front and the back. So the back needs replaced. There's actually a video out there of a guy redoing it, and it's pretty easy if you have a welder and everything, and that's where my luck comes in. And because Sean owns a welder and he lets me use the shop, and it's kind of just like I do this for you, you do this for me, and that's how our friendship basically works. If somebody would have bought this thing and they were like, didn't have that much assets and ways to fix something, then you're probably screwed, because this thing needs a lot of work in the rear end and in the front, and just some patches here and there. I think after I do just some of the welding work, this thing will be pretty reliable, other than having to change the timing belt. The last owner said that the timing belt was changed at 143 and this has 174 right now, so it doesn't need it for a while, at least till 243. And that's the other thing, these things last a long time, and ones with like 300,000 miles on them are still going for around 8K. I paid 85 for this thing, and it has 174, like I said, premium, the Mark Levinson sound system. The leather in there is like cracked, but it's not like showing through or anything. The dash is fine. Everything's pretty good other than the frame. I probably need to replace the power steering, but that's just stuff that comes with owning a Lexus that has this many miles on it. Otherwise, I think this should be a pretty good fit for me when I'm doing my traveling, and living out of this thing eventually is what I plan to do. So welcome to the Lexus GX470 build. I already put the Dobinson's lift on here, so that video should be coming out soon. I have a move bumper for it that we'll get around to sometime when we are starting to weld up this whole frame. I got a skid plate too, but after that it's basically like a roof rack, maybe a rooftop tent, and then it's just building it out so that I can live in the back here, because rooftop tent, you can't always sleep in them if it's like too cold or way windy or something, so it's always nice to have a platform in the back that has all your stuff in the bottom, and then a place to sleep on the top. So this is going to be a long build. I think we're going to work this one out. We have some counseling with a welder